Welcome to this video where we want to get to know the git clone command. In our last video, we created our first repository in Bitbucket and GitHub. But what if someone else created the repository on his or her machine? How do you get access to this repository to start working on it? This is where the git clone command comes into play. Cloning means copying the files from a remote repository to your computer. As you can see in Bitbucket, there's a button saying clone. When clicking on it, you can see that you can clone using SSH or HTTPS. For using SSH, you need an SSH key, so we will go with HTTPS for now. And this is the URL we need to use to copy the repository to our computer. You can click the copy button, then you have copied it to your clipboard. So for being able to clone a repository using HTTPS on Bitbucket, you need to set an app password. You need to go to your profile page, personal settings. There it says app passwords, and there you need to create one. And now we want to have full access to the repository and just create that. This app password will be shown only once, so you have to note it down somewhere. And now when we are in our terminal, we could just use the git clone command. But beforehand, let's check what we have here. And here it still says my personal project from last video. So I will first remove that. If I use the command again now, you can see that this is not there anymore. Now let's use the git clone command. Sometimes the copy command already contains git clone, otherwise you would have to write that. I guess for GitHub it's not there. Now when we're hitting enter, we need to insert our app password. This is not our user password, but the one we just created. So I will just paste it. And if I now check my files again, you can see my personal project. So let's switch into that. And then we see all the files there. So as you can see, the git clone command will create a folder being named the same as the repository's name. So the repository is called my personal project, and the folder is called my personal project as well. You can also specify where the repository should be cloned to if you want to have it in a folder with another name. So just use the git clone command as beforehand, and after that you specify the name of the folder. So let's say my personal project 2. And as you can see here, it says cloning to my personal project 2. And if we now check what's in here, we can see we have my personal project and my personal project 2. Okay, I will remove them now. And now let's have a look at GitHub. So for GitHub, I'm already in my personal project. You click on code, and then you can see you can clone via HTTPS, SSH, the GitHub CLI, and you can download the zip. We will continue using HTTPS. So I will just copy that again to my clipboard. For cloning in GitHub, we need a personal access token. So we need to go to settings, developer settings, personal access tokens. And here we can create a new token. Let's say repo. You can specify when it will expire. And then we need to click generate token. So it will be just shown only once. Let's copy the URL again. Git clone. Then this one. Then I need to insert my data. And now I got it using my email address and the personal access token. Let's check it again. You can see we have here my personal project. I could use the command again with my personal project 2. Checking that again, and that also worked. As you saw, when using HTTPS, you always have to provide a password in any way. The cloning process might take some time depending on how large the repository is. Cloning will create an exact copy of the repository, so you will be able to see the Git history, all the work that has been done up until now by using the git log command. We could use that now. Let's go on to my personal project 2. so that you can see that the repository with the self-specified name also works. Git log. And there you can see that we just have one commit here, which is first commit. But yeah, you can see these details. So now that we know how to create a repository, how to clone a repository, we can finally start working on a repository. In the next video, we are going to get to know the git add command, which will add files to the staging area, which is used to create commits and push to the remote repository. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.